Welcome back to SNS Grills. I'm Russ Jones with the YouTube channel Smoky Ribs BBQ. Today I'm going to show you a party food that is perfect for your holidays. It's good for Christmas coming up and also New Year's. What I'm talking about is a smoked cream cheese that's going to be topped with a fantastic bacon jam. Going to get started right now. I'm going to get started by getting the slow and sear kettle started up. Will not need the water reservoir on this cook. I've got around 15 charcoal briquettes, and into that I'm going to put about 5 lit charcoal briquettes right here in the corner, and we're just going to let that catch. On top of that, I'm adding some hickory chips for some smoke. Put the majority of this back here, and it will catch as the fire gets to it. Now I want to get this pit up to about 225 degrees and no hotter than that. So we're going to bring it up slow. We're going to open this up to about 1/3 of the way open. We're going to take our bottom vent and we're going to close it completely off. We're going to open this smoke coal about 1/3 of the way open. We'll see what that does. I've got 2 bricks of cream cheese. These are 8 ounces a piece. And what you want to do, some people do, some people don't, but I like to score these so it doesn't just bust randomly wherever it decides to. It kind of relieves some of that pressure as it's cooking. So I'll come in here and just make some cuts this way. Then I come in here and I add some cuts this way. Now it's a matter of just seasoning up this cream cheese just like you would a piece of meat. And what I'm using is Meathead's pork seasoning. This is Meathead's from AmazingRibs.com. And here's all of his rubs. He's got one for beef, one for poultry, one for pork, and also has a Kansas City style barbecue sauce. These are available on the SNS Grill's website. I'll have a link in the description box if you'd like to go there and check these amazing rubs out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this other one here. And once our slow and sear kettle comes up to temp, we'll be putting these in. All right, we are up to temp, 225 degrees. So I just want to transfer this on indirect away from the fire right over here. We're going to put our lid back on, and we'll just keep an eye on the thermometer, and if there's any changes that need to be made, we'll make them with the upper vent and the lower smoke coal. All right, and a cast iron skillet. I've got 2 pounds of a hickory smoked bacon that I cut up earlier. I just split it down the middle, then cut it into cubes, as you can see here. And you want to render this completely down, render all the fat out to make it really crispy. And I'll show you what that looks like when we get to it. See all this fat here on the bacon? You want to render as much of that out as you can. See how it's starting to get this foam look? That tells you you're getting close, but we're not there yet. This will be severely foamed over when we're ready to cut this off. Now, as you can see, we have a lot of foam. This bacon is crispy as we gonna get it. Still a little fat left, but this is what you're looking for here. So what I want to do at this point is go ahead and remove all the bacon and reserve about 2 tablespoons of this bacon grease. I've got about 2 tablespoons of bacon grease left. We're gonna add in 2 tablespoons of butter. Just gonna melt that in. Don't worry if you got a few little remnants of bacon in there, it's just gonna make it better. While that butter is melting, I'm gonna go ahead and put in 4 large yellow onions. These are the sweeter onions. I'll put those in, and like the bacon, I've got this on a low to medium heat, and we're just gonna slowly break these down until we get them soft, tender, and start getting some color on them. So you know, I brought my heat up to about a medium to go ahead and get these sauteed to where you see them right now. Now I want to add a few things into this, and we're going to be starting first with about a teaspoon of salt, And by the way, I'll have a link in the description box for a full printable recipe over at the SNS Grill's website. About a teaspoon of black pepper or to taste. Got about a 1/3 cup of brown sugar. And like I said, the exact measurements I'm using will be on the website, the SNS Grill's website, printable recipe, link in the description box. Let's stir all this in. Now I'm gonna cut this down to low. And we're just gonna let this slowly cook. I have got about a teaspoon of some fresh thyme leaves going in, maybe a teaspoon and a half. I'll have that also in the recipe. Let's add in a 1/2 cup of water. I got to bring this heat back up to get this back to a simmer. All right, that's what we're looking for, that nice syrupy consistency right there. I'm gonna take a little bit of cayenne, and this is optional, of course. We're just gonna add a little bit of heat to this, however much you want. I'm gonna say about a 1/2 teaspoon is what I'm going with. Give that a good mix. Now we go back in with the bacon. Give all this a real good mix it all in good. There's one last ingredient that we're going to top this with, and that's a little balsamic vinegar. Probably about a tablespoon. Now I'm going to continue to let this cook for a little while longer. Then we're going to kill the heat and let this start coming down in temperature. We've been going for 2 hours between 200 and 225 degrees, and this smoked cream cheese is ready to come off. Now I'm gonna reach in here. I do have some thermal liners under these gloves so I don't burn myself. And we're just gonna transfer that over to this cutting board, just like that. So we're just gonna take this bacon jam, and it's still hot, but we're gonna let this cool off before we try it. We're just going to spoon some of that across the top. And by the way, this makes quite a bit of the bacon jam, which would do quite a few bricks of this cream cheese. So you know that if you want to prepare and prep for a party, it would probably do at least 10 of these minimum. Now for my favorite part, the taste. I'm just going to go in here, and we're just going to take the corner of some of this cream cheese. Oh man, look at that. Smoked cream cheese is great on its own, but I have a feeling we just kicked it up some. Here we go. Are you kidding me? Holy smokes. I was not expecting that. That is super incredible flavor. That cream cheese mixed with that bacon jam was absolutely fantastic. I don't know how else to put it. I hope y'all give this one a try. This would be perfect for your Christmas party, your New Year's Eve, whatever you want to use it for, football games, it don't matter. Just give it a try. I'm Russ Jones with SNS Grills, and remember, 2 zones are better than 1.